Hey viewers, what's going on? Welcome to Megaman 3 on the Game Boy, an exclusive for GameAnyone.com. Well, for some reason, I never actually posted the walkthrough I did on this game on the sites, even the YouTube version. I find it strange. I probably just forgot it or something like that. But anyway, as you know, the Mega Man series on the Game Boy was a little bit different from the NES one, even if you had to fight the actual Robot Masters from Dr. Wily, the original ones, except for Mega Man 5 for the Game Boy, which is a different game. The system, the fighting system, used to be different. Remember, in this occasion, I'm gonna be fighting 4 bosses from Mega Man 3 on the NES and 4 bosses from Mega Man 4. It combines 2 games in one. Basically, if you remember, for example, the other walkthroughs I did on Mega Man 1 and 2 for the Game Boy, I'm gonna be repeating the same explanation, and you're gonna be dealing with the same phenomenon. So it's not gonna be different. Well, in this case, the easiest one to start with, in my opinion at least, is Sparkman. You know, Topman is the usual first choice from the original Mega Man 3 game, but since he's not here, he was in the previous game, as you clearly remember, at least the ones who watched that walkthrough on mine. But Sparkman is actually very, not easy, but beatable, if you will. Not very difficult, that's the correct term, in either game. Well, in this one particularly is a lot easier than the NES game. But on the NES, everyone starts fighting Topman, for example. I do too. But I remember back in the day when I had no idea about the weaknesses and all that, I used to start with Sparkman, and I don't remember having so much trouble against him. I probably lost 1 or 2 lives at most, but it's not terrible at all, from my personal perspective. And this is when, in my opinion, I insist, Mega Man games on the Game Boy start to be good, because as you know, I've been criticizing it a lot, especially the second one, the first 2 games to be more specific, but the second one mostly because of the shitty music it had. Even if everyone says Mega Man 2 is the best, something I disagree with, the Game Boy version was even shittier, basically because of that shitty music, and the levels were extremely easy and short. Some of the game mechanics just didn't work properly. But in this one you pretty much can feel the NES controls, music, environments more accurately. Especially music. Because in general terms, in gameplay wise for example, the first 2 games were okay for the most part. I insist, the second one as the worst of all of them, at least. The first one was decent overall, but the second one was bad in a lot of aspects. But gameplay wise, there is not so much to complain about. But in this one you can actually feel the controls properly. The enemies are very accurate in terms of how they look like, first of all, because they used to modify some things, for example in the prequel of this, the prequel to this game, Mega Man 2, I insist with that one, how the enemies move basically, and all of those things. It's very accurate in every sense. Enemies, your own controls, the music and all of that. And I'm pretty much done with this level. I used to die quite a few times in each stage, since there are very unforgiving parts, very unforgiving pits, to be more specific. Well, of course, if you touch a robot directly, you take even more damage. So don't get surprised if I die in this attempt. I mean, yeah. And well, after this battle, I'll start using weaknesses. I can make it. Oh my fucking god! Okay, that was quite close. Don't worry. I mean, I can continue from right there, basically. You know, every level has 2 checkpoints. The midpoint as such, and right before the boss battle. Well, you know, from the original game, Snake Man can be defeated with I don't remember which one, to be honest, but with something different from Spark Shock. In this case, at least in this game, I do consider Spark Shock a weakness against Snake Man. And then, well, with using Snake Shot, you can defeat Gemini Man, just like the original game. And with this one, you can defeat Shadow Man, which is not the actual weakness from the original game. So weaknesses, well, because of certain robots are here, and some other robots are not here, for obvious reasons, let's say, the weaknesses will not be accurate from the original game because of those factors. But in this case, the Spark Shock can work pretty well as a weakness against Snake Man. But I think you can defeat Snake Man without so much trouble, I insist, using your Mega Buster. This is another of the things I didn't point out before. As you know, Mega Man 3 originally didn't have the Mega Buster, only the slide ability. But since this is a combination between Mega Man 3 and 4 in all the senses, not only in terms of the robots, the enemies, but also your own abilities, you know, the Mega Buster, this type of Mega Buster, at least how it looks like, started to get featured in Mega Man 4. So, because of that, obviously, you started, or you are able to use the Mega Buster as much as you want from this game. Well, Mega Man 2, for example, you were able to start sliding, which makes sense taking into account what it was basically saying. A little bit of energy, always helpful. Well, this level looks a little bit different from the original. There's a jungle background, I don't actually recall from the original game. As you know, enemies respawn, and I made a bad jump trying to avoid the respawning. I think I have to start all over again, yeah. Whatever. Well, it doesn't really matter how many times I die. I mean, I plan on doing at least, not at least, I mean, it's planned already. 2 bosses, 2 stages every video, each video. So it's gonna take me 4 videos to beat all the bosses and 1 or 2 more videos for the final level, probably just 1 more. But I don't plan on finishing or stopping a video in the middle of a level. Everything is perfectly planned. Just having trouble jumping here. There we go. Of course that energy ball disappeared. It's one of the valuable items that do not go back when you die. There we go. I'd like to get at least a checkpoint. Of course, if I die so many times a certain part, as I guess it would happen, especially in Dustman's stage, which is the hardest one in the entire game. I can end up editing things out. But I insist, I don't plan on stopping a video in the middle of stage basically because I'm losing too much. I just gonna edit things out and you will be always watching 2 boss battles and all that. I need energy. Alright, this is what I like. And this is midpoint, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I don't really rely on my keyboard, even if I've been playing the games with this new computer for 2 or 3 months already. But still, I don't actually... I mean, I got used to it, but I still don't completely trust when it comes to platforming, for example. Oh, that. Right, I killed it. And I assume it won't take me more than 10 minutes, or, well, in this case, even a lot more than 10 minutes, because I lost a life. But if I don't suck much, it shouldn't take longer than 15 minutes each part. I insist, I don't really want to edit things out if I die a few times. I mean, I don't have any problem showing deaths. Alright, that was cheaty. I don't think it's an enemy that respawned. It's just a new enemy that I didn't remember it was there. Anyway. It's my last life. I don't really want to lose it. Otherwise, I'll be forced this time to edit things out. And I don't have any energy tank, unfortunately. Dude, is it me or I'm sucking so much at this time? I need this. Oh shit. I always forget enemies respawn all the time. Especially the ones with shitty patterns. Just gotta be more careful. Yeah, the thing is, I think I'm sucking more than usual. And I think I'm going to give a lame excuse blaming the keyboard, the controls. I insist, with the older keyboard I didn't make these mistakes, and by now I could have beaten even the 2 levels already, even a third one. But just gotta be careful. Probably I forgot some of the things here because of the lack of practice. Like now. Once again I forgot there was an enemy fucking around. Oh my god, are you serious? I don't actually remember this being that hard. Anyway, I'm gonna go come back when I get to that part that is kinda pissing me off. And I'm back. Finally making a little bit more progress, and this enemy respawn even if I just kill him. What a pain in the ass. Anyway, I pretty much died at the end of the level. As you can see, Eddie gave me an extra life. I mean, you didn't see it, but basically telling you that Eddie gave me the life. And I don't know if I'll be using the weakness right now. I mean, sort of weakness. Basically because I'm about to die, I'm gonna try now. I think I can make this anyway. I mean, I guess. I was close once again, but I made it. Dude. I think that's kinda normal anyway, that takes you around 6 or 6.5, 7 minutes per level. I don't think I'm doing that bad in general. I mean, I'm just dying in very specific parts, which are hard, but I lost practice, I insist. Okay, next time I'm going to defeat Gemini Man and then Shadow Man. I shouldn't have so much trouble here. I shouldn't. But you never know. Thanks for watching, see you later.